Thanks for the opportunity to talk about SensOre Limited to 121 APAC. It's a great pleasure to be back with 121 Group and be able to talk about SensOre's exciting exploration technology company and the project delivery and give you an update on where we have been about validating the technology in an exciting portfolio of exploration targets. SensOre's mission is discovering more with AI-enhanced exploration. We aim to become the top performing mineral targeting company in the world through application of these technologies. We've seen AI and machine learning transform many neighbouring industries, including healthcare, transport, logistics, mining, processing. We believe that the time is right for AI and machine learning techniques to be able to revolutionise and disrupt traditional exploration. What SensOre's been doing over the last 12 months, we've been working on our process and developing our technology platform that goes from a single step from the regional scale data to drill target. We've been out moving faster than our competitors to be able to develop this platform, incorporating specifically geology and geochemistry into the mix to be able to predict grade, depth and location within the targets that we are generating. We've been building our acreage. We've secured partnerships from IBM and from DGO Gold to be able to test these targets, and we'll have 7 of these AI-generated targets tested within 2020. We've expanded our data cube away from gold into nickel within WA and looking at rolling out growth within Australia and also within the international community within 2021. The data cube, which is at the core of our technology, is a multi-layered hypercube. Currently, we have more than 2,000 layers of data sitting within each of the cells within our technology and approach. We carve up terrains, states, into cells of graticules originally, but 1 minute by 1 minute blocks, and then cells of about 400 meters by 400 meters. And we gather, collect all of the real hard data available for those cell structures, and we use the incredible data density to be able to predict the 2 different layers of missing data through a process of imputation, which provides us the ability to be able to see through cover and generate understanding of geology beneath areas that were previously unable to be seen from surface. We've been working on the technology, or at least our predecessor companies and individuals, for more than 10 years. We've incorporated and cleaned 6.5 million surface samples available in the Geological Survey of Western Australia, and also more than 250 drill hole samples taken across Western Australia. More than $21 billion worth of exploration data at our fingertips to be able to apply for targeting, not only for us, but also for clients who work with us. When we're talking about big data approach, we're looking at building and organising all of the data currently for the lower 2/3 of Western Australia, but increasingly for all of Western Australia and moving eastwards slowly to be able to pick up South Australia, Queensland, Victoria, and the Lachlan Fold Belt in New South Wales. When we're looking at being able to apply this technology to large data sets outside of what can be organised by a single company, we are being able to see those important areas of the earth crust which host major deposits, and being able to do that in areas where we were previously unable to do so. We've been using data generated globally, including the AusNACA database of large mineral deposits around the world. Being able to apply that to targeting, being able to get the best of all of the available information and apply it at the cell level for companies and for ourselves. We have a stepped process, so we combine elements of the machine and human learning. We are not a process that is a black box. Each of the steps involve our deep geological understanding and knowledge from people who have decades of experience in WA, but also in discovery throughout Australia. We acquire, sort, clean and feature engineer, the imputation process I talked about, all of the data available within a location. We train that on databases and deposits that are known in that location, but also use infill from resources that are contained globally in similar geological settings to be able to create a training database that's second to none in the world. And then we apply the predictive and discriminate targeting, being able to filter the results by grade, depth and location predictions into what is an economic geology assessment, not just targets, but targets that will be potentially become mines. We want to be focused on discovery, resources and reserve conversion, and we're incentivized through discovery and performance. Final step, the output, we look at analysing that by using our deep geological experience to be able to say which are the most prospective targets and which ones make the most sense from a conventional perspective. We are not putting the trust in the computer to determine where we are going, but we're providing opportunities for critical review and feedback throughout the process to enhance our system, and it learns over time, not only from the new data that comes in, but also the knowledge and experience that we're applying to how the different layers of data from the geology, geochemistry, and other aspects are incorporated within the deposit databases. In terms of validation, we have a very strong ability to be able to predict the known endowment, greater than 90% in many cases. You can see the system is best at picking large deposits. And this is true because there is a greater data signature of large deposits when compared to small deposits. So we pick up between 85 and 90% of the known endowment of gold within the Yilgarn. So what you have here is known endowment, so the known number of mines, grade, depth, locations, all embedded within this approach. And on the vertical axis, you have predicted AU endowment. So when we run our predictive algorithms, we're able to predict the known endowment, and we predict a large number, not a manageable number, of new targets that extend our knowledge of what could potentially be an expansion of gold endowment in WA, largely in relation to areas that have been overlooked, areas undercover, and areas where it's been difficult to access in the past. And we're moving ahead to monetize many of these aspects. This has been recognised by IBM. We've been working with Exploration for Watson to be able to work on a compatible technology that works from the greenfield out back towards the mine environment. Exploration for Watson has been mainly focused so far on working with individual wireframes and block models to be able to support resource extension work. When we work with IBM, they see the approach that we have and how we're able to integrate those systems and make it easier for a customer or potential client to be able to put in all of their data, be able to access all of the data, not only within the mine site environment, but also when extending out to the region, to the terrain, and to the state for greenfield exploration work. Together, we provide a holistic solution for brownfield to greenfield exploration for major mining companies, particularly in Australia. We've also gone out and pegged a number of these areas. I mean, it's fantastic to be able to see previously unrecognised greenstone because of the way it was mapped in the past and ages ago, and be able to see predictive targets and be able to field check them and see that what was mapped as granite previously is actually greenstone. We've mocked up many of those targets that we see as having high prospectivity. 9 of those targets, 4 within JVs and 5 100% in our own right. We're looking at basically large targets, and we haven't picked up all of the smaller ones. So we've been calibrating our activity within areas of known high endowment and areas which we see add potential resources to existing operations, but also have the potential to be new mines. Importantly, we believe that there is 30,000 square kilometres of previously misidentified greenstone, which hosts productive data sets, potential for further development of gold in Western Australia. We believe that this will be the next generation of targets that are going to be discovered in the locations. 2 of our most prominent targets that we're out drilling at present, North Darlow, which sits very close to Red 5 and some of their exploration activities in the Darlow area. We've been out looking undercover outside of the lake zone, but in areas where it's been difficult to get surface expressions of potential mineralisation at base. We've had an RC program running there, and we're looking at getting results in the coming weeks. We can earn up to 85% of that area. We have a joint venture with Andrew Patterson and Prospective, who's had significant success in that local area. Another one that has attracted a lot of attention is the North Desdemona project, which is just south of the Gwalia mine there, run by St Barbara, hosting or currently having produced 1.8 million ounces over its very long life. We believe that there's a signature very similar within North Desdemona, and this is where our DPT technology, our predictive analytics, suggested that there was a similar signal, basically predicting Gwalia in a blind tests accurately, location, depth and grade, and also predicting this as a potential target. And you can see proximity, you've got a lake sediments that intervene within the geology between that area and disrupt the continuation of the known geology in that location. And we've been out completing an RC program in recent weeks, and also being able to focus on a further diamond drilling to explore some of the deeper targets in coming days. In order to do this, we were able to secure DGO Gold, a $4 million strategic investment in SensOre and its Yilgarn exploration subsidiary. DGO Gold will be able to earn 40% of the company for this $4 million in expenditure, which we're applying to the development and the targets and to validate the technology. DGO has had significant success in backing the Hemi project with De Grey, and we're one of the next cabs off the ranks in terms of what they see as acquiring strategic global scale greenfield discovery opportunities. And we're very excited to work closely with DGO on developing these opportunities. As I mentioned before, we're out drilling at the moment. We're testing 3 of the targets at present, looking at North Darlow, North Desdemona, and also Christmas Well, which we've talked about previously at 121 meetings. You can see there we're out with the RC program in North Darlow at present. It's very hard, I guess, to gain access to drill rigs and people, given the mini gold boom that's going on, but we're in the right location. We have very good support from exploration companies, and we're able to mobilise our deep connections and experience to be able to make sure that we can hit our exploration milestones in 2020. Remember, we're looking to test around 7 targets in this summer. I think we'll be able to get to all 9 generated from the system in coming weeks. We don't believe that the technology is limited to a place like Australia where there is, I guess, high data density. We believe that it naturally has applications in North America and Europe and South America initially. I think the approach that we're taking is just what any geologist would do if they had the capacity and the time to be able to do it, and the algorithms that we have to ingest data. It's organising all of the available data, looking at being able to impute missing data and make interpretations and predictive analytics available globally. We think that this will have great applications in areas where there is strong geophysics, when we have large company data sets, and when we can slowly build and ingest more data from companies as they participate in our growing platform, the Data Cube and DPT technology. We have a significant areas of experience, both from our board and from our team on the ground in WA. Robert Peck, our chairman, long-term technology and mining investor. Myself, with experience running ASX listed companies and going from small scale to large, medium-sized ASX development and going through that growth process, such as MDL, Panos, Oxiana. Robbie Rowe, who was ex-chief geologist and VP exploration Asia, Africa and Australia for Barrick Gold. Alf Ego, who was research with Rio Tinto originally, and 37 years leading the technology and excellence of development of machine learning approaches to exploration. He published his first paper on machine learning in 1980 and really is the brains and driver behind our technological development advances over competitors throughout that process. We've also got James Potter leading our exploration program. He's had an extensive experience with CSA Global, looking at many of the deposits in the Yilgarn and leading up our validation and exploration team. Just finally, our typical disclaimer and forward-looking statements. I'm looking forward to meeting everyone at 121. And being able to talk more about Sensor's desire for growth and how we'll go and fund that. Thanks very much.